Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Angie.
And together we are Twin
Flames. Happy Halloween. This is our best costume that we could come up with because we're not really Halloween people.
Best costume that she could come up with. If either of our flames all of a sudden slip and fall down, well, if it's the one behind us, don't worry about it. It's supposed to burn down. But if it's the ones in front of us, don't be surprised.
Yeah, we're having some prop issues, but you got the gist. So tonight's topic is, we thought for Halloween we'd do something fun and talk about what it means to be a twin flame. And isn't it appropriate to have a bunch of flames with us?
Yes, we got those flames. I also, to keep my head nice and flamey warm during this whole thing, I've brought a toque along because the sun may go down while we're doing this.
Oh, the sun probably will go down.
And also I got some spare firewood beside me, so if I disappear and all of a sudden the fire gets bigger, that means the fireman's been working his job.
So we have not talked about this topic together. We have not rehearsed anything. We have not written down much for notes like we normally do. If you've watched our other videos, we tend to be notes people and have lots of paper and things thought of and strategized. This is totally just kind of an on-the-whim, spontaneous conversation.
Do you have any notes?
I do.
Oh! See, she's got notes. She's way more ready than I am.
Cheating a little bit, but they're only if I need them.
Okay. So with all this in mind, where are we? We're at a park not far from our place. It's called Glenmore Park.
And we actually come here quite often in the summertime to have fires, so this is kind of fun to do a fire for Halloween. We don't often get to come out at this time of year. So
it's so weird to be here without food.
Yes.
No marshmallows, no hot dogs, no hamburgers.
Nope. No people either.
Yeah, it's, well, if you can see the trees behind us, there's no leaves left either. That's the whole joy of Halloween time.
That's right.
It's just waiting for winter.
Yes.
But it is nice and warm behind us. I can feel the warmth on my shoulder.
Yes, it is. We wanted to bring you out to a real fire with us to share the twin flame love. So on that note, we're just going to casually talk about what it means to be a twin flame, and we'll invite you again at the end, but certainly now throw in your own comments too down below. We'd love to hear what other people feel it means to be a twin flame, because it's very different, I'm sure, for different people. So I can either give you my thoughts first, or you can share something first.
So how about you share something first and I'll see if I can expand on it.
Sure. So to me, being a twin flame means many things, but I had to really think, what is the root of what it means to me? And the root of being a twin flame to me means about being in service. We all as twin flames came here for a reason. Yes, we came to be in union, we came to be with our partner, but it's for a much larger purpose than just being with somebody else. It's about being in service to humanity. It's about helping the whole planet with the ascension. And of course, we've talked about it in other videos. It's not just twin flames that are here to do that. There are many different light workers, many different beings here in service in their own ways. But as a twin flame, that's what I feel is the biggest purpose, is the higher calling of service and expansion and sharing love with the earth, with the planet, with just even your own community, your own people around you. You know, when we walk to the grocery store and we're walking through the store, we're exuding love just by being. So you don't even have to have a specific mission. Some people think, well, what is my purpose? What is my mission? It doesn't have to be a mission per se. It's just by being who you are, by existing. We are all in service, and we don't even have to be in union to be in service. You're in service every day.
I have a similar thought. Maybe I take it a little too seriously, which is fine, but the word that comes to me often when I think about being a twin flame is responsibility. Yeah, for me, I just can't be happy with being a twin flame and not being responsible for the energies that go with it. And with all the different twin flame people that we've met, the responsibility that I feel that I have the most is a form of either acceptance or nurturing, because there is many different angles of the way that people express their twin flameism or even their spirituality outside of twin flameism, but it's a responsibility of mine, I feel, to be accepting and understanding of all these different understandings that people have learned on their own and the understandings that they bring with them. Because we all have individual journeys, it's so important to me to know that what I may have learned along the way could be nothing like what someone else has learned along the way, but yet we still are sharing our spiritualities together through either discussions or various other forms of understandings. So yes, the responsibility almost is, in a nutshell, to be open to others as well as my own learnings.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Another thing for me, and this is just a fun one, but it definitely for me connects much more as a twin flame than it does as just an average Joe, if I can say it that way. And I don't mean that in an offensive way. But telepathy. I've had telepathy with others, but it's definitely much stronger, much more profound, and much deeper with us, with a twin flame experience. So telepathy to me is definitely part of being in a twin flame experience. I know maybe not for you, because as the matrix twin you don't experience it as much, but that's okay. It still happens even if one doesn't, notice it or feel it or understand it on a 3D level.
And I don't know if I can really add much to that, because I don't consider telepathy to be one of the things that I'm able to experience on a regular basis at all, other than the thought that sometimes I feel I just must, for whatever reason, send Angie a text, and it happens to be just at a time that she feels that she must send me a text. We do that, and I call that telepathy, but I don't know about it before it actually happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting being the matrix twin, because I never know when I all of a sudden get the urge to do something, whether it's my calling or Angie's calling to do it.
We call those twin flame moments. So yes, that definitely is related to what it means to be a twin flame for us.
And even outside of spirituality, I can be grocery shopping, and with the thought that I'm here to spread love and light, I find it hard to not grocery shop without a smile on my face.
And a snuggle and a kiss in the grocery store.
Yeah, sometimes when we can sneak those snuggles and kisses in the grocery store aisle. But I'm not there to be Mr. Grumpy, run around everywhere and try to grab everything as fast as I can and get out of there. Even though that might be what I'm doing, I can still happily run around and do that and zip by a couple of other people at the grocery cart and with a smile on my face, at least not leave behind an aura of, gee, everybody else was just in my way. I don't need to do that. In fact, I don't even want to do that. So it's pretty easy for me, even when I need to be focused on a task, to still be the happiest person in the grocery store aisle. And I feel that that is just a small gesture and small contribution to the world around me in what most people wouldn't even see as a spiritual way, but for me it is, and I know that I'm still doing my job in service by doing that.
Yeah, totally. Now I'm surprised you haven't said the word patience. I thought that would be top of your list of what it means to be a twin flame. Patient.
Well, patience
That's one of your favorite words.
Patience is my biggest word, and I don't tend to need it very often, but boy, when a person really does need it, I find when it comes to patience, I almost need it more with myself. And that's a hard one to describe because I find it far easier to be patient with others than when I start to have something that works on my patience. I need it threefold to get my patience back into line. But it is so important as part of understanding where everybody else is at. And sometimes when they're not necessarily in cooperation with my 3D self, that's when patience needs to come into being in line. And patience is oftentimes about allowing more than controlling. If you're needing patience because you can't control someone, then maybe you need that patience because you need to allow them to get to where they're going and not necessarily be in their way. Because sometimes you don't know why someone is doing or saying something until you've had a chance to let it play through. So having the patience to allow as opposed to controlling, to me, is another big portion of being a twin flame.
Good point. Another one for me is connection. Of course, we're connected with everybody and everything, but it's easier to understand that when we know and feel the connection with our twin flame because it's so unique and because we have such a dynamic connection, like, you know, even we were sharing, texting at the same time and stuff like that, what we again call twin flame moments. When you feel the connection with your twin flame in such a strong, powerful way, it helps us remember that we are connected with everybody and everything. So connection to me is very important to this connection because it's a very unique connection. I mean, we can have relationships with many different people, but having it with our twin flame is very different. At least it is for us.
Yes.
Very different connection than it is with any other relationship we've ever had. So, again, to use the word connection is a very important part of being a twin flame.
Nurturing. That's a big word for me as well.
Yeah, it's because it's your natural state.
Well, it is, but sometimes knowing when to nurture and when not to nurture is also important. When Angie has been overstimulated and I want to give her a big hug and a couple of kisses to help calm her down, sometimes nurturing is not what is in the recipe for the moment.
Or when he wants to tuck me in a nice blanket and I'm like, I can't handle that, it's too much.
But, you know, last thing in the day, you've just jumped into bed, you put the pillow over top of her hair, and you snuggle in and give her a nice hug and got the hand hold on the go. And it's this snuggle, the nurturing snuggle, that says it's just been another great day and we're going to wake up to another chance for another great day tomorrow. That's when nurturing is very important. It's almost like a thank you for the day when that nurturing happens.
Yeah, that's nice. It's interesting, I'm just looking at the flames dancing behind us, and that just reminded me of something else. Is twin flames, that's such a unique connection, is having that dance of the ebb and the flow and the up and the down. You know, your twin might be down one day, like Rob was saying, some days I'm overstimulated and he's wanting to nurture me. So it's working that ebb and flow, that dance, much like a flame does and a fire does, it dances with itself. So having that unique dance with your partner and learning to ebb and flow when one is up and the other might be down, or vice versa, or you might both be up at the same time and you might both be dancing in that flame at the same time. But having that balance, right? A fire is always in balance, even though it's always shifting and moving, and it's changing with every bit of air that's coming in and going out, but it's always in flow. So being a twin flame is a lot about managing that dance and being in the flow.
Perspective. Being a twin flame is not an ego trip.
Ah, yeah.
In fact, some people are actually very afraid to, well, the word would be admit, but to acknowledge, maybe it'd be a better word, that they are a twin flame for fear of sounding superior in some way. Hi, I'm a twin flame, and you over there, you just go to church 30 times a year. It's not about that, but it's very hard to develop and maintain those perspectives. One of the best ways to remember a perspective about being a twin flame is to remember that for our purposes, it is a gift. It is not a bestowment. You're not knighted into twin flame land. It is something that you understand, and it is precious. It is, as much as it is strong, it can also be quite fragile. It can be harmful to other people if it's portrayed as being absolutely superior. Being a twin flame, for most people who have recognized themselves as twin flames, it's a recognition of being further along on a journey. But it doesn't mean that because you're on the marathon of spirituality and you're almost towards the end of that marathon, it doesn't mean that the people who are just starting out on it, or halfway through, or 2/3 the way through, are any less. They just haven't walked as many steps. They haven't ran as many steps as what you have. So keeping it in perspective would often allow you to, if you end up in a situation where people are talking about spirituality, and that can be spirituality with religion as well, that you need to be able to develop a way for those tight conversations to say that, yes, I am a twin flame, but it's my journey. It's the journey that I've been on, and it doesn't mean anything higher or lower.
Yeah.
It just means a different path.
Yes, and I'm so glad you mentioned that about ego, because that was another comment I had, is about being a twin flame. We're advanced souls, and again, that's nothing about ego, and that's nothing to say that we're better than other people. We are one of many different kinds of advanced souls that are on the earth right now. Twin flames are one of many different kinds, and we've just come to bring a different kind of light. So yeah, we've often, and that's why we have to go through so much darkness, right? When you know you're dark, that's when you find your light. When you embrace your dark, you find your light. And in order to do that, you often have to be an advanced soul, because it takes a tremendous amount of courage to face the darkness, to face that dark night of the soul, to face the hard times. So it's about embracing all of yourself and knowing you've probably been on the earth many times. You've probably been on many other star systems and planets. And you're here to bring all that knowledge, all that experience, and all that wisdom with you. So again, it's not about, like you said, ego. It's got nothing to do with ego. It's got nothing to do with I'm better than anybody else. It just means we're different. We've been around the block a few times, and we're here to share that knowledge, that light.
For some, being a twin flame also means complexity, and complexity can sometimes be overwhelming. If a person is to assume that they've lived many times before, either in other planets, just to try to keep complexity simpler, lived on other planets, or maybe this planet many times, the complexity can sometimes be difficult because of all that has been learned, but also what many would call baggage that has followed you through from other incarnations that needs to be worked with in this particular lifetime. So the complexity can bring knowledge, it can bring positiveness. Also the complexity can bring the complications that comes with previous experience. So being a twin flame often means a lot of learning, a huge amount of learning to try to understand and either harness the complexity that is required for, let's say, a positive aspect, or to learn how to try to heal.
Yes, that's where I was going to go next. See, you read my mind.
The healing that comes with the complexity.
Yes.
So yes, it's very seldomly a simple journey. It's very complex, but it's also so for me, it's so stimulating. For some, it's so overstimulating.
It can be, but it's still good.
And I think the perspective, there's that word again, perspective, that comes with the complexity is almost a challenge to keep it fun, to keep it positive, even when things are just not going the way you wish that they would, whether that be trying to come into union or even just trying to understand your own aspect of spirituality when it comes into conflict with what you believe to be where you want to be going, but yet you're just not getting the direction to go there. In fact, sometimes you get resistance. Understand that the complexity is relatively normal, and that the next day, yeah, sometimes you just have to shake it off and go to sleep and wake up the next day. Maybe it won't be so complex, or maybe you'll wake up with a different perspective that makes it more livable.
Yeah. Yeah, and where you brought in the healing, that's again where I was going to go next, is this journey, being a twin flame, often, probably always involves a tremendous amount of healing. Because we are here to touch many lives as twin flames, we must go through all of the depths of the struggles and the pain, not only to clear it out for ourselves and clear our own journey, but also so we can relate then to many other people. How many times have you in your own life, had somebody come to you and said, I'm going through this, and you're like, I get it, I've been there. And you can support them in a way that very few people can, because you have been there. You have been through the depths of challenge and pain and hardship and struggle, to the point that you're not just consoling them from a compassionate place, you're consoling them from an empathic place of a relatable experience. So healing is definitely a big part of this journey. Again, much like, what we're sharing is, you go from the darkness into the light. We are here to clear the darkness and bring in our light to shine, much like a flashlight, shine our light into the dark. And we do that best by healing our own darkness, our own wounds, our own traumas.
Flashlight. It's starting to get a little bit dark out there in the distance. And we didn't bring our flashlight, but that's good. That's okay. She said flashlight, and I'm thinking, yes, that was one thing that we forgot, but I don't think we're going to need it.
No, we're fine.
We got lots of light behind
Lots
us.
of light.
And you see, this is where I would wish, but it could take a long time. This is where I wish that twin flameism could find a niche in its own right. Is we've got a light burning behind us. It's supporting us. It's giving us light as the light behind us starts to fade away. It's giving us warmth. And I could only hope that as twin flames, we are behind the rest of our population. We're behind other twin flames. We're behind the rest of society, providing that light, providing that warmth, that little bit of crackle that lets the world know that we're here. There's not very many people that know that we truly exist. And I don't think we need to go down Main Street beating the drum saying, hey, we're here, and this is what we are, and this is what we believe, and this is what we do. But for the people who do rely on us, even if it's just friends and they don't even necessarily need to know that we're twin flames, we know that we are behind the people that we know and the people that we love, and sometimes even the stranger on the street who once in a while just strikes up a conversation and we're able to just bring a little smile to their face. We are behind them just as much as our fire is behind us. Nice
analogy. And as you're saying that, I kept hearing the words Wayshowers. As twin flames, that's what we are, right? We are going ahead, carving the path out for the next set of people, the next generation, or even the people in our lives now. We are the Wayshowers, helping to bring the light. And sometimes I know on this journey it doesn't feel like you're bringing the light because you're stuck in so much darkness. But you are bringing the light, definitely.
And I'd like to go back a long ways into something that Angie said. It's still bouncing around my head, so I figure I need to expand on that just a little bit. The thought of you don't have to be in union to be a twin flame in enlightenment. It's you, the being in union. It is. Oh boy, it's far beyond nice. It's so supporting. But the journey to get to union should not detract much. Yes, it will at times if it's being a struggle, and for a lot of people it is. It's a truth. It's almost a challenge to not let it be so much of a struggle that it detracts from our ability to spread our light and love elsewhere. The journey to union needs to be just one of the journeys that a twin flame is on. A twin flame can be on many journeys. They can be on a journey with their family. They can be on a journey with their friends. They can be on a journey with their co-workers. They could be on a journey with their neighbors, as well as being on a journey to actually connect and be in touch with their twin flame. One of the easiest ways to have relief from sometimes the tough portion of a twin flame journey is to be in touch with other twin flames.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of commiseration. It allows for a little bit of networking. And it also gives a little bit of comfort that you're not alone on this journey. There are many others who are experiencing similar journeys. So that connecting, that networking, even if it's just watching videos, I feel it's so important in the support of knowing that you're not strange, you're not weird, you're not far out there. You're just one of many who are on the journey and one of many who are experiencing the journey with the people in their lives.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about what a twin flame is, but I wanted to also bring up, in my opinion, what a twin flame is not. And a twin flame is not a label. So it's funny, here we are using the label twin flame, twin flame, twin flame, but it's really so much more than a label. Some people call it twin souls. Some people don't even like to give it a label. And we're not big on labels, but the fact is you got to call it something, right? In order for people to understand it, to relate to it, to come together as part of a same connection in something, you got to give it a label. A vegetable, you can't label them all vegetables. They all have their own name. But the fact is, being a twin flame is so much more than the label. We don't go around telling everybody that we know, we're twin flames, we're twin flames. We don't announce that anything to anybody, really.
Well, I'm a little bit more brave than what Angie knows.
Okay.
But, you know, what I do, and I don't do it to water it down, I do it to make it seem a little bit more palatable, especially if I'm talking with people who have no idea what a twin flame could be about, is I call it a branch of New Age spirituality, which it very much, I would say, would be if you wanted to segregate it from religion. some people don't even need to segregate it from religion, but from the point of view of being a twin flame person as part of New Age spirituality, it's just more labels, but for the general public, that's more palatable. When I get into the realm of twin flames and speaking with other twin flames, I just call it twin flames because that's all it needs.
Yeah, because it's understood already.
Yes.
People understand what that means, even if they have their own label or a different label or no label, they still get the concept.
And I've been lucky with my bravery in discussing twin flames. One of my co-workers knows that I'm doing a video tonight for the flock, just to keep the words simple.
I love it.
So,
The flock.
oh, my collar tonight shouldn't be blue, it should be white. No, it's not necessary.
That's hilarious.
It's just so not necessary, but at the same time, I've had a few positive experiences in expressing what I believe, because then you allow others to also express what they believe. And sometimes if you run up against a little bit of a stone wall, you know to leave it all behind. And other people would discuss it all day. So I find it fun. As much as Twin Flames is a label, I've had a really good time with it. I suppose because I've embraced it, I've tried to be as positive as possible as I can be with it. I'm not always a positive person. Sometimes when I hit a really bad shot in golf, sometimes the expletives come flying out of me, and others will go, wow, what happened there? And then I put the smile back on my face and I just try to make the next shot. Being a twin flame for this incarnation is also about being human, allowing yourself to be what you need to be and then learn from it. If you end up being an expression of emotion that doesn't serve you well, then it's just part of your learning. It really just is.
Love it. So to sum up, unless you're not ready to sum up,
I'm pretty much ready to sum up.
for me, if I had to explain twin flames as one thing, and this is how I often explain it to friends, family that aren't, familiar with the journey, is I just say it's a very unique soul connection. And I don't elaborate on, we share a soul or we're split from the same soul, but that's really to me what a twin flame is very much like physical twins that come from the same, it's called the zygote. This is my nursing coming out now. The one egg that splits into two. That's how I understand the concept of twin flames. I know some people don't relate to that, some people don't believe in that, and that's fine. But that's how I often see it, is we are one soul that has split and not become half souls. We are each still complete
We're
souls.
our own souls.
Yeah.
It's just like there's identical twins, there's identical souls.
Right.
They're just twin souls.
Right. Exactly. So to sum it up, that's to me the core of what a twin flame is. And I've often thought it's funny how the word twin flame has stuck in the whole community more than the word twin flame or twin soul has, because really to me we're twin souls. But we've just always related to twin flames.
Yes.
Oddly enough, even though we understand it as one soul that has split, twin flames is what we've always related to.
And as part of that acceptance that I talked about much earlier, if someone wants to call themselves twin souls, but they want to nestle in with the twin flames, welcome aboard.
To me, it's all the same thing. I know some people think twin souls and twin flames are different, and that's fine. We're all allowed our own opinions, our own beliefs. That's all okay. But to me, it's not even about a label. It's about all the other things that make us beautiful.
It's about the light, it's about the love, it's about the caring and the sharing. And yes, sometimes the nurturing, the understanding, the accepting.
Just sometimes the nurturing.
And, well, okay, yes, the patience,
And the service.
the service, the lack of fear sometimes and acceptance of who you are. It's all little corners of that, and how that all blends together is oftentimes wonderful. The twin flames that we've met, wow, it's been an
Soul
amazing
family.
It's been an amazing journey to meet them.
Yes.
Yeah, wish we could do another workshop sometime soon, but yeah, this is one of the COVID years. Of course, this video will be out on wherever it's out for many years. But yes, it's one of the COVID years. So yeah, it's a time to spend a lot of time doing inner reflection. It's about inner growth. It's about outer growth. It's about 3D experiences, about 5D experiences. And with all that, it's an opportunity to network, because with all those possibilities and different styles of connections and conversation that you can have with someone, it's really an amazing journey. It's specific, but it's diverse. It's sometimes simple, oftentimes complex. It is so much. It is so much that it's really hard to jam it into so little of a video.
And saying that, I'm surprised neither of us came up with this word. When you said reflection, I was like, how did we not say the word mirroring? In fact, if you notice, I made our flames so they mirror each other.
Yes,
I was
that was so well done.
I was very intent on making them reverse. I had to practice my word skills. Microsoft Word, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is often about mirroring. And I think before we get into a whole conversation about mirroring, we're going to have to say goodbye because we're starting to get dark.
We are. It's starting to get dark. I might have to put on that toque. In fact, I probably will once the video's over. The fire is burning itself down.
Yes, it is.
The chill is getting into the kidneys, which means the bladder's getting full.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. See? Share. And I'm a twin flame.
So please feel free in the comments to share your own thoughts, your own experiences, your own beliefs of what a twin flame means to you. I'm fascinated to hear other people's thoughts and experiences because, as I say, there's no wrong answer. It's all an individual journey, and we can all have sometimes similar experiences, thoughts, opinions, beliefs, but sometimes different. So we welcome you sharing your own, just so we can all learn from each other, because you might have stuff that we're like, never even thought of that. That's brilliant.
After all the comments we get, and after all the things we'll be halfway through getting home saying, oh, I should have said this.
Totally. That's why we usually make notes, because then afterwards you're like, oh, I should have said that. I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Yeah, there might be what it means to be a twin flame, Volume 2.
Or maybe if we got a lot of cool comments of things we haven't even thought of or experienced, we'll do a video on those and share all yours too. Yeah. Who knows?
Okay.
Anyways, happy Halloween. Hope you have a wonderful evening, experience, journey, and whatever else.
And thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Oh, actually, it's us that's sharing, but you'll be sharing back.
All right, we love you, and enjoy your light. Embrace your light.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.